Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday after Easter. I hope that you woke up on not too big of a sugar high this morning. It was definitely a most interesting Easter at our house. I'm sure it was at yours too, but goodness, I did not expect to see rain and hail and snow and high winds and all of these weird things that we don't typically have to celebrate. So it's great to see you, some new faces, some friendly faces that I recognize. We're just going to have a little chat. I do not anticipate this morning's Thriving Through Collaboration message to last too long, so get ready. We're going to go quickly. But this morning's topic is something that I shared on at the spring rally. We did an online rally for our team, and some of you may have seen that video. This is a little bit more condensed version, but I shared on the topic of increasing your influence, because one of the questions that I get often as a diamond leader in Young Living is, how do I find people to talk to? And that idea that maybe, you know, I've already talked to all of my warm market, I've talked to my family, I've talked to my friends, who else can I, visit with about my love of the products and the impact that Young Living has made? So that is the place that this little session kind of grew from, because even though I have been in Young Living for almost 13 years now, that is still a very relevant topic. And I definitely want to continue to be speaking encouragement and life into people. But you can guess that after 13 years, most of my friends and my inner circle, they know that we do Young Living. And they've probably at this point either made the decision to join us or they've made the decision not to. And so I don't want that to mean that that's the end of my business, because it's not. But sometimes we need to be reminded of how it is that we continue increasing our influence in people's lives. So I have organized this into 3 categories, okay? So if you love numbering your paper, this is the talk for you. Angela's impressed. She's like, I didn't even know Skyla could be that concise. Some of you may know me a little better than others. Anyway, so the first big point is you have to earn the right to be a voice in others' lives. And I am incredibly passionate about this particular topic, you guys. We don't just get to run around and tell people what to do and expect them to get on board with us, okay? That is not the way this works. We actually have to earn the right to speak into people's lives. And the way that we do that is, number one, you have to give more than you take. So think about, just for an example, okay? Think about your daily social media consumption. I know that everybody is we're taking it in. I am too, okay? We scroll, we search, we're looking for information. But here's what I want to ask you. How many days are you the one that is putting out something encouraging or educational or something that causes people to stop and think, or perhaps a resource that would bless people's lives? How often are you that person that people go, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to wake up and go to April's Facebook page because I know she is going to have something to teach me or something to make me laugh, or a peek inside her kitchen to see what she's cooking. And I know that for some of you, there are literally people that cannot wait to wake up to see what is on Elizabeth's agenda today, okay? What's cooking? So we have to give more than we take. Now, you might be scratching your head and saying, Skyla, I don't really know what to give. I don't know what to contribute. And we're going to get to that in a second, okay? We'll solve that problem. The other thing, So we are still under the big title of earning the right to be a voice in others' lives. The next thing is leading with love. So make your mission to love on people in whatever way that may take form. Make that your primary purpose. And I have been doing some professional coaching since the beginning of the year with a guy named Bob Helig. And he is the one that his business and his coaching program is called Your Virtual Upline. And I mention that only because during the month of April, you can actually get into his Legacy Leadership Academy for free. And today is only April 13th. So you still have 2.5 weeks if you wanted to get a taste of what his coaching philosophy was. That is the only reason I mention that. I feel like he's amazing because his mantra is love, serve, grow. And that we have to do things in that order, okay? So we've got to figure out how to lead with love, because I really do feel like that's a big attractor for people. And the third little subtitle under our first heading is walk in integrity. You've got to keep your word, okay? We have to be very clear about what we are going to offer to people, but then we have to follow up. And we need to do that with integrity so that people know this is someone I can trust. They're not a fly-by-night, oh, last week they were peddling this and this week they're peddling this. I don't know what next week is going to be. That is not attractive, and that will not help you develop a following of people who trust you, okay? So walk in integrity. All right, second big point. Listen to others' needs before you offer a suggestion. Now, this is also very, very important. I have learned an incredibly, I just feel like I learned how to hack the system when it comes to helping people see the relevance in what we have to offer. And that is when you make it about them, suddenly they're very interested. And suddenly they want to enroll because you're helping to solve their problem. If I went up, if I went and did a class and I'm speaking to a group of people and I said, you guys, Young Living is offering this contest. And if I enroll 5 people this month, I get a new water bottle. Isn't that great? If I was one of the participants of that class, I would just head for the door because it feels so shallow that we wouldn't have their interest. So let me tell you this, when we make it about them, about the prospective member or about the current member that is already on your team, do not forget about them, please. All of a sudden, everything that you say is magnified in its importance because we are helping to solve their problems. And truly, you guys, at the end of the day, isn't that what every single one of us wants? Myself included, right? I want to know, how can I improve my life? How can I improve my business? So let me just tell you that kindness has to guide you in this area. And I'm going to give you a question that you can ask your current team members that I guarantee you will raise the level of respect that they have for you. It will improve your relationship, and it will probably improve your OGV as well. And it is a very simple question. So as you are reaching out, whether it be on the phone or text or Facebook Messenger, doesn't matter. When you connect with other people that are on your team, and perhaps some of those that are sitting at 0 PV for the month, the magical question is, hey, Susie, tell me, what I just said, hey, Susie, and Siri came on my phone. I'm so sorry. Tell me, what is one thing, one Young Living product that you have in your home right now that you are not sure how to use? I would love to do some research for you, and I would love to get you some information on how you can make the most out of that product that you either invested in and forgot why you bought it, or more than likely they earned it as a free promo at one point in their life, and they got it and they're like, I have no idea what to do with this. And friends, let me just tell you, when you position a question like that, they will love you. They will appreciate you, and they will know that you have their best interest at heart, because you're not asking them to spend any money. You are simply offering up your knowledge and your wisdom, and perhaps the resources. Maybe you have a desk reference at home and they don't. So you're offering, listen, let me take a snapshot of this page for this product. I think you're going to really appreciate this. When you start doing that regularly, I mean, just make it a goal. Reach out to one member a day right now and just go through your downline and just check them off. I always use that notes section in the virtual office, and I make little notes about who I've talked to and what I've sent them. And it's right there. Do you guys know where that is? Kind of on the header when you're in the downline viewer. You can go through, I think, gosh, I forgot what the other ones are. Reports is one. Anyway, just look for the tab that says notes when you're on a individual's profile, and you can make little notes and it will timestamp them for you. And that's a handy way, but just help them use what they've already got. When you earn their respect that way, they will trust you and they will come back to you for more questions, okay? And when you make them a believer in that product, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna tell somebody else about it. And then they're probably gonna end up sharing, and that's how we can get the ball rolling. Okay, are you ready for the third and final big bullet point? Here we go. The last thing, this is where your assignment is going to come from, okay? So remember, we talked about earning a right to be a voice in somebody's life at the very beginning. The third thing is each of us needs to be a well-rounded, holistic, interesting person. Now, I know that I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know, but for some of us, we start scratching our head and going, oh gosh, but I'm not very interesting. I'm just at home. I'm surrounded by all these tiny people and I just feed them all day and I pray that they sleep at night. That's not very interesting. Okay, yes it is, because there's a lot of other mamas that are in the same boat, okay? But I have some ideas for you, okay? So when you think about social media, because a lot of us consume that and a lot of us contribute to that, I want you to think for a second about all the facets of your life, okay? Because everybody wears more than one hat. And when you are consuming social media, are you just looking for other Young Living members to see what they posted? Or are you going to Instagram accounts because you love to peek into that person's life? And you either love the humor, or you love the encouragement, or you love the gardening tips, or you love to see the farm animals. I mean, I follow some Instagram accounts. I have no desire to be that person, but I'm so wildly entertained that I just go because it's fun, okay? So we're gonna figure out how you can become that person that people just wanna check in with because you're so darn engaging, okay? So here's your assignment. I want you to think about 5 facets of your life right now. And if you've got paper, just start jotting things down. 5 facets of your life that you love to talk about, or that you love to explore, or that you're growing in. You don't have to be a professional, because remember, people love to come alongside those that are learning. Kind of that, hey, let's learn together sort of mantra. So maybe you're really passionate about knitting and you are just like cranking out the projects like crazy right now during quarantine. That would be an amazing thing to teach your audience about. You could teach them about knitting needles. You could teach them about quality of yarn. You could teach them about where to find patterns. You could show them current projects you're working on or past projects you've finished. What do you do with a knitted project when you're done? Do you give it away? What do you sell them? Like, see how one little area has lots of facets, right? Okay, let's brainstorm some others. Can you guys teach or type some in the chat box? What are some areas that you are passionate about? Does anybody love to bake? Do you bake gluten-free stuff? Because I love to look at recipes that I haven't thought of, which there's plenty, that I could use. If you love to travel, okay, when we're not under quarantine, that's a fantastic topic because everybody loves to kind of expand their horizon. All right, Pam Cooper, you're my woman. Good job. Gardening. Maybe you raise goats and you milk them. One of my friends in Indiana just got some Nigerian dwarf goats this last week, and they are the cutest things. And now I can't stay off of her stories because I just want my goat fix. And that's ridiculous because I live in the suburbs and there is no chance I'm getting goats, but it still catches my attention, right? Animal rescuing. Yes. Oh, I love it, Katina. That's great. April. Yes, April does a wonderful job helping teach people about how to save money and different frugal tips that she has learned. Exercising without a gym. Oh, hello. That we all need that right now, for sure. So there's tons of things. You might be a big proponent of, promoting healthy marriages. Humor is wonderful. I am totally attracted to people that make me laugh. And, there's more than just throwing up memes. Like, you may genuinely be funny and you might record yourself, telling a joke or playing a prank on somebody. But humor is a great attractor because it genuinely makes people feel better. So here is your challenge, okay? Come up with your 5 things that you love to learn about, talk about, promote. And Young Living gets to be the 6th, okay? So Young Living isn't one of these. Let that be an extra. And my challenge to you is each day, I want you to post about something in one of those 5 areas. And then you're gonna sprinkle in your Young Living, but we're not going to be the Young Living billboard 7 days a week, okay? Because even I will tire of that because I want to broaden my horizons, right? I think it's always good for all of us to be a light in the world, to be an encouragement. And I don't care what your faith is, but the world by its very nature has enough negativity in it. And I really do believe that those of us that are in Young Living, we're sort of cut from a different cloth. And by our very nature that we are attracted to these colorful little bottles and the power that are contained in them, I think that we tend to be more optimistic and we tend to be more hope-filled. And I feel like there is a great burden of responsibility on our shoulders to be different in the world. I feel like that is what attracts people to us. I've had so many people, you guys, throughout my lifetime just say, Skyla, why are you so happy? Like, what is so different about you that you are just filled with energy and you're just happy? And honestly, I want to tell you guys something. I had a major aha moment last night when my husband and I were talking, and we were talking about some current event kind of things, and there was an article that he had read, and the author of the article was giving counsel on how to have a clearer mindset. And the person interviewing them said, well, what is your advice? And believe it or not, the advice was smash your TV and quit your job. Now, both of those sound pretty darn radical, and I'm not promoting that y'all go quit your job, okay? But hear me out. If 95% of what we consume on television is negative, why in the heck are we letting them have the right to put that on us? Why are we giving the media a right to be a voice in our life? And it occurred to me, I had this huge aha moment that we quit watching television in our home probably 12 years ago. It was right about the same time we started Young Living, because that was also when we started homeschooling. And we still own a TV, but it is down here in the basement in a small family room, and there's no TV upstairs where we live. And I started thinking, gosh, you know, that's an interesting thought. The media and all of that programming, it no longer has a voice in my life. I think my own thoughts. And I don't know if that's true. If that's why I'm weird and a little different, but I'm going to go with it. Okay. I think it does matter, at least for heaven's sakes, as a percentage of what you consume versus, you know, what you want to believe. So here's my answer to everything. This is my favorite thing to do. I want each of you to reverse engineer your life. And I want you to think about, what do you want to be like at the end? And if you want to get radical, write your own obituary. That sounds super radical, but what do you want people to say about you? And then reverse engineer it. What do I have to do this year in order to get to the goal that I want people to say this about me? And it's not, okay, you know, it's not about what others think of you. I know, bigger than that. But if you want to make an impact in the world, what are you going to do about it today? We truly have more free time on our hands right now than we have ever had in the history of ever. And I don't know how long it's going to last, but I'm not entirely hating it, okay? I just admitted that out loud. This is really unusual. And if you can embrace this bizarre time in history and capitalize on it, there's time for a lot of personal development and a lot of self-reflection. And so use it to your advantage. Okay, so your assignment, my friends, is, I kind of went off on a little rabbit trail there. Sorry about that. I want you to pick your 5 areas that you're passionate about. And I literally want you to schedule, write it out. What are you going to post about in social media or talk to friends about each day for 5 days? And then you're going to sprinkle in some Young Living stuff. Okay, and I would recommend that it be a personal testimony, not a, here's my link, click here to join. Please don't do that. If you do, you don't know me. That just doesn't work. Okay, so more like, you know, the classic picture of the diffuser with the oils in front of it, that kind of a thing. What you're cooking using some vitality oils. The sleeping dog with this, you know, the lavender beside it is always great. But practice being that well-rounded, holistic person for a few weeks and see if that doesn't get you the opportunity to interact with some more people. Now, I'll add to that, we can't just throw it out there and assume that it's magically going to convert into something, right? Our job is to interact with people and build relationships. So if someone comments on your post, you got to comment back. And I recommend more than a 2-word comment. Engage with them, start a little conversation. You can even take it offline. All right. But that is a really fun way to find out who is watching you. And as different people chime in, you will realize, oh, when I talk about my love of basketball, this person comments. But when I talk about breastfeeding, they don't say anything. Okay, duly noted. So you may still want to talk about both, but just know that that's why we kind of have a broad swoop there so that we can, you know, work our way into the lives of different people. And then we're just going to see what can we do to help them. That is the biggest thing. Okay, I'm just checking a couple of the comments here. Pam says to share with your FedEx and UPS delivery people. They need encouragement. That is no joke. They are so helpful right now. Rochelle noticed a big change when she stopped watching TV. Amen. And you guys, I want you to hear me loud and clear. I'm not making an ounce of judgment right now. If your TV is on more than normal, I understand. It may be a sanity saver and you may need it for children. No judgment whatsoever. I'm kind of talking big picture. Okay. That was just something that I noticed. So, all right, my friends, you have your assignment and hopefully a little bit of an action plan. So I just want to say thank you for joining me. And if you have any questions, connect with me or find me somewhere on social media and we'll continue the conversation. Have a great day.
You too.